Engineers Award function has been postponed for this year until 18th of November, and you'll have to wait until then to find out who will be crowned the winner of each award category. But recently we did share a snippet of our finalist videos on social media and asked the public to decide which finalists we hear more from at the 2021 seminar series this year. In the category of Graduate Engineer of the Year, the majority vote went to Neyra. Neyra is an electrical engineer with Beca and joins us today from Auckland, New Zealand. Welcome, Neyra, and congratulations.
Hi, guys. Hi. Thanks, Melanie.
No worries. So we had a few questions for you based on your video, if that's okay.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Sounds good. So the first one we had for you is you speak a lot in your video about flexibility and adaptability being the two key tenets for design for future resilience. How well do you think the industry has done this kind of in the past, pre-COVID?
Yeah, so actually as a graduate engineer, I only started my career in building services industry last year. But based on what I've seen and what I've heard, I think the concept of design resiliency was not as widely implemented in buildings design as what we do now, but it is definitely not something new to our industry. One example being a project completed back in 2019. So the client wanted to set up their new office in a way that all the staff could just work from home for at least 2 days per week and with 3 days per week rostered in the office. So basically the whole office design was set up for activity-based work environment where all the staff would have the freedom to choose when and where they would like to work in the office. And I think apart from this, flexibility and adaptability are also a mindset that sort of enables us to identify new opportunities and also innovate new design ideas. And I think engineers in our industry have been doing a fantastic job in that regard.
I take your thoughts on that, and I would agree. Yeah, it's definitely put more of a focus on it, but it is something that we tend to do a lot and have been doing for a while. Well, another question that we had for you after your video was about the system that you designed to allow flexible use of hospital spaces. So you described it in your video and it sounded like a really meaningful piece of work, especially at the moment with the pandemic. What did you find most interesting or maybe challenging about developing that system?
Yes, absolutely. I guess the flexible use of spaces is paramount when it comes to healthcare facility design. And I guess what I found most challenging about was actually design communication and coordination. And that's because all the engineers sort of had to keep abreast of new guidance and also seek appropriate professional advice to ensure that basically all the issues we've met could be addressed and implemented correctly. So this process requires us to keep learning new stuff and equip ourselves with knowledge. And I think that could get quite challenging sometimes, but also very interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. I guess the words unprecedented times are thrown out a lot. But very much needing to stay on top of new information and big challenge. So well done on that. So the last question we had for you today is a bit kind of future looking. So do you think that the resiliency measures that we're incorporating in building design now, mostly related to the COVID-19 pandemic as well, but also on some other fronts, do you think those measures are setting us up to be more generally resilient in the future to a variety of unknown challenges? Or do you think we need to be careful to maintain a wider focus?
I think the current resiliency measures may not be able to, I guess, work for all the unknown disruptions we're going to ever face in the future, but they're definitely not only limited to tackle the current COVID-19 challenge. Let's say from flexibility's point of view, flexibility in healthcare infrastructures allows hospitals to adapt for any demand in patient care and enables better mobilization of the resources during emergencies. And these emergencies could be pandemics, natural disasters, or even transport accidents and etc. And also on the other hand, I think resilient building design can also protect the users from potential mental health conditions. As what we previously talked about, the sense of freedom and autonomy inherent to the flexible work environment will definitely have long-lasting and positive impacts on the user's well-being. So I think COVID-19 has definitely accelerated the adoption of resilient design, and many of those changes would definitely help the users prepare for a lot of, I guess, unknown challenges in the future.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us. Very considered and eloquent responses. So really appreciate that, and congratulations again on your entry to the CIBSE Young Engineers competition. Thank you.
Thank you.
So we will also say that later in the seminar series, we're also going to hear more from our student finalist, Vivian Carr. We hope that you will join us as well for the awards function on Thursday, 18th of November 2021, which at this stage is still booked as a face-to-face function in Sydney with a free live stream option. Of course, considering advice from the authorities, this function may be adapted to all online, but we'll let you know closer to the time. Either way, we really hope to see you there. Thank you.